Life is a struggle, but ever since now, with everything going on, it's gotten worse.
Cost of living, cost of living, cost of living.
I personally can't afford to buy everything for a Thanksgiving dinner.
One word, it was affordability.
Affordability. It certainly is a buzzword these days as people in our area and across the country are struggling with higher prices.
It makes it impossible for you to try to work, pay your bills.
From groceries to gas, everything seems to be going up. Everything but your paycheck.
I don't know that I'll spend more, but if I spend the same, I'll get less food for my dollar.
Your rent, your utilities, just the operating costs exceed the income that you can really bring in.
So how can you stretch your dollar and save money? We're here to help.
This is a special Eyewitness News Guide. Your money, your savings.
We are just a few weeks removed from an election where affordability and the cost of living were the top concerns for voters in New York, New Jersey, and around the nation.
No surprise, really, since a whole lot of people are really feeling the pinch. We're talking about the cost of housing, childcare, food, transportation. Just about everything has gone up faster than wages.
Now, as we begin the holiday season, when spending increases, it is so important to find ways to save and to make the most of your money.
And to help you do just that, we will be joined by 7 on Your Side's Nina Pineda. Nina.
And we have easy, free, and new ways to help you save on everyday items, plus presents. And no matter how you feel about AI, should you make the bots your best friend? I'll walk you through how to use these sharp cyber tools to carve out your budget, Mike.
Oh, looking forward to that, Nina. But we want to start by looking at what has increased and where most of your money is now going. Here's Lauren Glassberg.
Racks and cartons and bins of food. This isn't a loading area for a supermarket, but a food pantry in East Harlem. One line here is for a weekly distribution. The other, which stretches along Fifth Avenue and wraps around the corner, is for the Thanksgiving meal distribution, a meal Elizabeth Negron is thrilled to receive.
You know how much the turkey? $20 and maybe $30. So I got my turkey. I'm okay. I'm happy.
She has come to depend on the New York Common Pantry for a number of reasons.
We don't got no food stand.
And the supermarket is no longer an option.
Milk, like $4 now. The chicken, a lot. The egg, $8, $12, $10. That's crazy, mommy.
And Elizabeth isn't just feeding herself. She's helping her 2 adult children who work and their 4 children.
We had a 118% increase in the number of folks coming and registering for pantry in the first week of November.
Stephen Grimaldi is the executive director of New York Common Pantry. That spike, he says, had a lot to do with the government shutdown and SNAP benefits being delayed. He says he's increasingly seeing working families relying on the pantry.
We've seen groceries go up in the last decade by 33%, and wages have not kept up with that. So you're starting to see working people who are really struggling to make ends meet, can't afford basic necessities like groceries, and this is what the outcome is.
And it isn't just families who are feeling the stress of higher food costs.
Everything was higher. Double the price. A pack of wings is $19. I can't afford wings.
66-year-old Sonia Gibson, who is known as Miss Peaches in the neighborhood, pops by the pantry every week because her fixed income doesn't stretch far enough.
This is a life-saving for us, especially in this community.
Back at Elizabeth's apartment, 10 blocks away in a NYCHA building, Elizabeth unloads her haul with the help of a neighbor.
Aquí.
She has staples, rice, beans, oatmeal, and she's planning
Put it right here.
a plentiful Thanksgiving.
Huh.
She just wishes it weren't such a challenge to keep her fridge stocked and her family fed. But she's grateful the New York Common Pantry is making her whole this season.
I got food, Mama.
In East Harlem, Lauren Glassberg, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
And you can really see how people are struggling. So how did it get this bad? And more importantly, what is being done to help consumers?
7 on Your Side's Dan Kraft with a story that is part history lesson and part economics lesson, with plenty of takeaways for cost conscious.
You know, the new word is affordability. Another word is just groceries.
With New York's next mayor standing over his shoulder, President Trump spoke about affordability, the very issue that helped get Zohran Mamdani, as well as Democratic gubernatorial candidates in New Jersey and Virginia, elected.
We had, both of us, we had the highest inflation in the history of our country the last 4 years under the Biden administration, and we've got inflation down now to a normal number.
And Mr. Trump is not wrong. With the country and the world dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, inflation soared. It peaked at 9.1% in June of 2022. Now it's back down to 3%. That might have some asking, if inflation is back to pre-pandemic levels, why aren't the prices of everyday goods?
So inflation measures the rate of price increases. What we're seeing right now is that prices, while they're not going up as fast as they were a couple of years ago, they are still going up. Once prices increase, they tend to be sticky, meaning once they've gone up, it can be hard for them to come back down.
So where do we stand right now? First, let's take a look at the grocery store shelves. Overall, the price of food that you may buy and eat at home has increased 2.7% from last year. Specifically, coffee is up a whopping 18.9%. Beef and veal have gone up 14.7%. Candy, bananas, seafood, bacon, and canned fruits and vegetables have all increased significantly from year to year.
Companies here in the U.S. that are importing fresh foods from abroad, so coffee or bananas, have had to pay higher costs to bring those foods in. And what we've seen is that can pretty quickly get passed down to customers.
Earlier this month, the president signed an executive order that lowered tariffs on imported beef and other produce that grows overseas. And while that may help, it is impossible to ignore what White House tariffs may do to gifts this holiday season. Once again, let's check the shelves. Electronics will see the biggest impact, costing shoppers an extra $186. Clothing and accessories, which are also greatly imported, will cost an extra $82. And toys could cost shoppers an extra $14 this holiday season.
A lot of retailers stockpiled ahead of the holiday season. They brought in a lot of products before tariffs took effect. So that's helped keep some of those prices from spiking dramatically. But the longer the tariffs stay in place, the more likely prices are to go up as those higher costs get passed down to consumers.
It's important to note the Trump administration has put significant pressure on drug makers to lower prices, and many have. Egg prices are also down year to year. And consider this, some items simply have not seen significant price hikes over time. Dishwashers cost relatively the same as they did 10 years ago. And something like a MacBook Pro has gone down in price, even as memory and processing power increased. Certainly a mixed bag here, which can also be frustrating for consumers. Mike and Sade.
Thanks, Dan. A mixed bag indeed. We want to turn now to 7 Your Side partner Nina Pinedo.
Nina, this is definitely the time of the year when people are trying to save, but they end up blowing their budget.
Oh, these last few weeks, they are budget busters, really. And, you know, we saw a recent study by an organization called badcredit.org that 61% of us would rather go into debt than disappoint our families. And last year we broke a consumer record. I think consumer spending topped $600 billion. So we don't want you to break your budget. Here's 7 ways to save on everything from groceries to gifts.
Stretching your dollar makes sense.
I'm just entering my phone number right now for my Target Circle account.
Take advantage of any and all discounts for cashback and rewards. Double dip on deductions by signing up for loyalty programs, plus use a credit card that pays you back. If not, use this simple hack consumer expert Andrea Warrock doesn't shop without.
You definitely want to download the store app wherever you're shopping, because this could show you in-store deals that you may have missed. Maybe there's a digital coupon you can clip to scan at checkout.
Retailers reward members and followers, so use social media to like, follow, and share your favorite stores. You'll often get a promo code and early access to deals, which will drop online and in-store.
Which could be 40% off items like this crock pot that I have right here.
If you're in-store, check the online price. If it's less, ask the retailer to price match. And don't forget to start early. Spread out your purchases so you don't max out your plastic. Half of us shoppers will choose buy now, pay later options, which allow you to pay for purchases over time. According to PayPal, it's offering 20% cash back on any BNPL purchase between November 17th to December 8th and 5% back through the rest of the year. That's just free money. And before you even begin, take this wisdom from Credit Karma. Plan, budget, and set expectations.
I love being able to sit down and say, hey, I can only spend $100 this year. I can't afford to make these purchases. Why don't we do something different? Maybe it's doing a gift limit where everyone's only spending $20. Maybe it's homemade gifts or gifting each other experiences. Figure out the right way to navigate the holidays without adding too much financial stress, because you want to enjoy them and not go into the new year saddled with additional debt.
You definitely do not want to be digging out of debt with interest rates so high. And one indicator of the economy, I thought this was so interesting. Walmart said its profits rose 34% in the last quarter. The nation's largest retailer believes this is because both cash-strapped and higher-income customers, they're all looking for lower, more affordable goods and groceries. Walmart actually ramped up its number of rollbacks. These are those temporarily discounted items to over 7,000 products. More than half of those discounts are on food. The company said people are cutting back on discretionary spending. And Sade and Mike, I will be back in a few minutes with a look at how AI, artificial intelligence, can save you time and money. We take a look at these new tools and this technology, and we're going to navigate it together.
Okay, this is a way that AI can actually help you.
It's going to be your friend.
All right.
Look forward to it.
Thanks, Nina. Well, we are just getting started on this Eyewitness News special presentation. Coming up, we've spoken a lot about savings and stretching your dollar. What about supplementing your income and earning some extra money? Up next, we're going to look at side hustles, seasonal employment, and how you can make a little more money.
Plus, I talked with a financial wellness reality star turned financial influencer. She's going to share the 3 things you can do right now to make sure that you have fiscal stability as we head into 2026.
And before we go to break, we want to make sure you know about a new tool available on ABC7NY. Earlier this year, we launched the ABC Price Tracker. With a few clicks of a mouse, you can track the cost of groceries, housing, and gas in your area.
I was checking it out. It's pretty cool, pretty in-depth. For example, under the meat and poultry section, you can see just how much you should be paying for everything from ham and bacon to ground beef and chicken.
And you can also see the ebbs and flows of gas and housing costs. And if you are thinking of relocating or want to check other areas around the nation, there are 100 different metropolitan areas nationwide featured. So check it out. It's all there at ABC7NY.
Welcome back to the Eyewitness News special presentation. Get this, on average, Americans spend about $90 a month on subscriptions, but $17 a month for subscriptions they don't even use. Clean that up, boom, that's an extra $204 in your pocket for the year.
Hey, it all adds up. Most of us could use extra money, and that is why side hustles like Uber driving or personal shopping have increased dramatically. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson takes a look at the gig economy and how you can turn to short-term temporary work to supplement your income.
From couriers to instant cart shoppers, in this tight economy, side hustles are a way to make ends meet. Experts say more than 36% of adults nationwide are taking on second jobs to fill their financial void. Katrina DeMild of Edison, New Jersey, started her unconventional small business.
I clean car seats, strollers, different baby gear like high chairs.
In August.
I was thinking I need to make some money and I need to do something for myself. As a first-time mom, it was scary.
Mess Happens was born. Katrina picks up items, cleans them overnight, and drops them off. A former mental health counselor, while on maternity leave, she was diagnosed with postpartum depression. She was supposed to receive benefits from the state, but there was such a backlog in checks, she had to come up with Plan B. She now pulls in between $300 and $500 each week, money she uses to pay bills, get groceries, and right now buy holiday gifts for her daughter.
I knew that there was going to be a need for it, and there has been a need for it.
Research shows side hustles are most popular among Gen Z, followed by millennials, Gen X, and baby boomers. For Lori Serena, after having her gender reveal for twins in her backyard, she approached her husband Patrick, who's a pyrotechnician, with an idea.
What if I started a business and you work for me and I can start doing balloons and we can do these like huge reveals here in New Jersey?
Several years later, incredible events came online. For the former special education teacher, now mom of 3, Lori's side gig is giving her family a financial boost while touching many lives.
We've been in business for the last 3 years. We're getting repeat clients.
Her advice for others looking to start a side hustle?
Write down everything you're good at. what resources do you have, what skills and interests do you have, and then write out a timeline for yourself.
There's no better time than the present. Kimberly Richardson, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
And all good advice there. And as you bring in Nina Pineda again, Nina, you have another way for people to actually save some extra money for the holidays?
So exciting. We recently helped a young firefighter in Wayne. Forgot about a college savings account that he had for years, 11 grand.
Wow.
So every few months, I like to tell viewers about, remind them, unclaimed funds and the websites where you can find money that you may be owed. Every state, including New York and New Jersey, have sites where you can check for your unclaimed funds. Maybe you moved, you didn't notify your bank, you forgot about an old account or policy, your utility owes you money. I entered my name into the database, just curious, and found out I was owed more than $700, and the check came within 2 weeks. These sites are all free to check. With a few clicks, you can have some extra cash coming your way. More than $70 billion is out there. 1 in every 7 people. There's like 7 people in this room.
I was
one
just
of
thinking
us,
about that.
one of us has an unclaimed fund. So to check if you have money to claim, head to our website, ABC7NY, for the link.
So one of us here, we have some extra money.
Somebody does. And if there's 7 people in this room, 1 person does.
People looking at the link right now. Sunita, hey, maybe you have come up with some extra money or you want to refocus on your goals heading into the new year. I caught up with the Wall Street investment manager turned reality star turned influencer and entrepreneur, Mary Holland Nader. You may have seen her on the hit Hulu series Love Thy Nader. She lays out her top 3 financial tips for wellness as we take a look at what she said.
The topic of finance is top of mind when January comes around. So my top 3 money tips. First is I like to have a weekly money ritual. Even 5 minutes will lower your anxiety so much. And just look at 3 things during those rituals. Kind of what came in, what went out, and what's coming up. Number 2 is just to be specific with your goals. A lot of people are like, I should invest more. In 2026, I'm going to save more. And that doesn't do anything. It actually hurts us. But saying something specific, like I want to save $5K by February, because that's my around average monthly expense. You can work backwards from that. And then number 3, which is probably the most cliche, is just to rewire your relationship with money. A lot of people who have money stress either hate it or resent people who have it, and it ends up being an excuse. So I think that to combat this during my weekly rituals, I always practice financial gratitude. I mean, there's plenty of studies that prove that gratitude makes you more successful, more productive.
Financial wellness. So what cyber scams to watch out for, tips for making it paycheck to paycheck, and how to avoid analysis paralysis. All things we talked about in our conversation and available right now on our social platforms.
I like that. Be specific with your goals and what comes in, what comes out. Smart stuff. Coming up next, the growth of artificial intelligence has been exponential. AI is everywhere, and you can use it to help you budget and save money.
We are going to explore the emerging technology and how you can use it to your advantage.
Welcome back to an Eyewitness News Guide, your money, your savings, and I'm going to try to save you some time by telling you the weather forecast for tomorrow afternoon, which will feature rain because we will get some delays at LaGuardia tomorrow. We're fine now. Rain around tomorrow afternoon. It's wettest tomorrow night. Just showery on Wednesday. Gets quite mild, above 60. It's dry, but it's really blustery on Thanksgiving. Could have some impact on the parade. Wind stays strong through Friday, and Saturday is the best travel day before we have some rain Sunday afternoon. So the clouds rolling in for tomorrow morning. A little bit of a chill to start, but it's a mild day. Some showers anytime after lunchtime, maybe 1, 2 o'clock. But I think the steadiest rain is going to be tomorrow night. Good soaking tomorrow night, but it's out of here by midnight. Just showery on Wednesday and rather mild. Hold the umbrella because there will be a passing shower throughout the day, but certainly not a washout. Then we get the blustery winds coming in on Thursday. Here's your 7-day AccuWeather forecast. Again, late rain tomorrow and tomorrow night. Mild and showery Friday. Blustery. Those gusts are going to be close. May have some balloon restrictions for the parade. Blustery on Friday and then a better day on Saturday. That's your forecast. Mike Echade.
It is safe to say that a lot of people are looking for a bargain.
And this will be the first holiday season with a full spectrum of bots and AI buddies you haven't met yet, but could be your best friend. Artificial intelligence promises to shave hours off the time you invested shopping and save you cash.
Nina Pineda back to introduce us to some. Nina?
That's right. Time is money, so leave it to artificial intelligence to save both minutes and dollars for all of us. AI can actually help you search and suggest gift ideas, and then provide reviews and ratings for products, and finally, get this, locate the item for you.
There's Amazon's Rufus, there's Walmart Sparky, and then there's ChatGPT.
They can analyze our shopping history and spending patterns.
So you can enter a prompt and say, my nephew is 10 years old and he likes science. What gifts would you recommend?
Let's show you exactly how this works. We're going to use Google Gemini. It thinks about it for a while. It recommends the Thames and Cosmos Mega Cyborg Hand, gives some reviews, says it needs to be built before used. It also makes some other suggestions like a Nat Geo science kit, but the Cyborg Hand seems pretty cool, so I'm going to go with that. And then I click on it. This window popped up. Looks like it's for sale at Barnes & Noble. But just below that, there's a Walmart link. And it says best price. When I click on that, it takes me straight to Walmart. But before I add it to my cart and go to checkout, I've actually added Cooport to show you a browser extension. These operate in the background. They're free. Right away, Cooport starts scanning.
These are tools we should be using, especially right now, because tariffs are creating price hikes. Consumers are bearing the brunt of that. So it's super important that we try to look for ways to save as much as possible.
When you use AI, like any online tools, beware of scams and fraud. Threat actors can actually manipulate AI with biased recommendations and got really good at learning about these imposter links to redirect you to dummy retailer sites to steal your ID. Always check the URL and protect your privacy. Don't grant AI full access to your online wallet or your browser extension. Make sure you limit what you share. Sade was asking in the break, if you should hide your, credit card from them.
Right.
These are your friends, they're not your family.
Right.
Okay? Don't share too much.
It's limited. It's limited. Okay, thank you, Nina. A lot of great information. And that'll do it for this Eyewitness News special presentation. But the conversation involving your money and your savings is far from over.
We know so many of you are struggling right now, and we know so many of you have questions, and we want to answer them for you.
In the coming days and weeks on Eyewitness News, we will dedicate time in our newscast to answer the pressing economic issues we're facing. Everything from keeping your insurance premiums down to getting out of debt.
And if there's something specific you want to ask us or have us investigate, go to ABC7NY. We've set up a special section on our site. And a reminder, when you are on ABC7NY, check out that price tracker as well. There is so much valuable information there right now.
And we hope you have a happy, healthy, and financially sound holiday season. Eyewitness News at 6 begins right after the break.